The Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, can be said to be needed at this moment. As such, leaders of the ethnic nationalities, professional bodies, and critical stakeholders in Niger Delta region have commended the NDDC for its interventions in the area. At an interactive meeting with the management of NDDC, led by the Managing Director, Samuel Obuku, the ethnic nationalities led by the National Chairman of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, Senator Emmanuel Essien, commended efforts of the Commission in road construction and rehabilitation. At the meeting in Port Harcourt, which was part of NDDC's periodic engagement on ways to ensure effective delivery of its development and empowerment programs, they urged the Commission to pay more attention to bridges and routes to connect more oil-bearing communities. Wuku assured them that the NDDC would deliver some of its mandates as contained in the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu. Let's share the story with you.
We further commend the Commission for its usual rural electrification projects, which have not only enhanced the aesthetics of these areas, but also contribute to reducing nocturnal security challenges. We have observed that the security challenges in the Niger Delta region has really reduced significantly. We encourage the Commission to extend this initiative to all communities and ensure the training of local manpower for the effective maintenance of these facilities and others. We also appreciate the Commission's effort in road construction and rehabilitation, as well as human resource development through educational scholarships, women and youth development programs, vocational and skill acquisition initiatives.
The oil-bearing communities in Niger Delta are not taken care of. And most of them are in the riverine area. We are talking about bridges, roads. They don't even have the roads. They don't have the bridges. And most of them don't even see the light. And the oil and gas is coming from these areas. So I want you, Mr. MD, to ensure that your plan must take care of the oil-bearing communities that attracted this body. Because they would have the oil-bearing communities, we cannot talk of NDDC. So the NDDC must pay attention to those communities that are really bearing the oil and gas.
NDDC started 24 years ago. And I can assure you that NDDC, your NDDC, have achieved a lot in the last 24 years. However, there are still many more projects that are yet to be completed. Some are stalled, some are ongoing, some are abandoned. We will not say that in the process of these 24 years, mistakes have not been made. Mistakes have been made. The President has given us a marching order that in the next 2 years, he wants to commission big-ticket projects. And most of those are big-ticket projects that are either stalled or abandoned. Mr. President has told us to go back to those projects. And those projects are completed and ranging from big projects such as the Adama Bridge, which is about 1.2 kilometers long, and one of our signature projects is the longest bridge in the Anton University. It's about 70% completed. That project will also want to complete. The Okrika Road and Bridge, those are big projects we also want to complete. And so many more projects in different states of the Niger Delta. We have built this project, and these projects are all in our 2024 project. And Mr. President has assured us and the people of the Niger Delta that is going to raise funds to ensure that these projects are funded. So, I want the people of the Niger Delta to thank Mr. President for his commitment to the development of the Niger Delta. And what do we owe this President? The only thing Mr. President wants from us as a people is to ensure that we protect the national assets in our region.
Dairo, It's as if NDDC, this new management, they want to change the narrative. Yes. We've known NDDC identify that commission almost associated with corruption. Yes. Now, I see this new management is trying to change that narrative.
And I hope they're able to walk their talk. Now, if you listen to some of the conversations coming out of that interactive session, you will understand that whereas the NDDC covers 9 states, 9 oil-producing states, but there is also the issue of oil-producing communities within those states, because not every part of those states, those 9 states, are oil-producing. So the leaders of the specific oil-producing communities within some of these states are now asking for more development, more share of whatever is coming to the NDDC. Because according to them, the reason you have NDDC at all is because of these oil-bearing communities. Why that is quite in order, and we would expect an even spread of developmental interventions across the communities and the states at large. But what will be more sustainable for me is to actually look at the Niger Delta Master Plan and adjust it to become an integrated development master plan that carries along all the communities, both oil-bearing and oil-bearing, along in a manner that can enhance their collective economies and socioeconomic development. I say this because until you have that integrated form of development, even the oil-bearing communities will not feel the full impact of this intervention. And when we have that master plan, the NDDC can fund it, the Ministry of Niger Delta also can come in, the state governments also, through their own intervention agencies too, can all pool resources together to make sure that the implementation of such an integrated master plan is realized in good time, so that the people of Nigeria can begin to benefit from this God-given wealth that the entire country is benefiting from.
If you take a trip across the Niger Delta, it's very painful and pathetic that the communities that are giving us our major source of revenue and everything that is giving, that's the community. It's so backward in terms of development, and I think this is the mandate of NDDC.
Yes, it's an interventionist agency meant to address the deprivation, address the pains that those oil-bearing communities have lived with for years. Pollution,
oil spillage,
all kinds of. They've lived with all kinds of pains, and that was why at the time when they were going to set up the NDDC, Obasanjo suffered his first and only veto by the National Assembly because he kept dilly-dallying, and the National Assembly vetoed him. That was the end, and Ugochukwu became the first chairman of the board, and then we had Timi Alaibe
as the executive director.
Yes, working with him. So now Oguku has shown that he wants to break from the past. The transactional method by which the NDDC was run over the years, he's not happy about that, and he thinks that, look, this is the opportunity to show that we can do things differently, So you see that he's constantly engaging the stakeholders because he wants to carry them along. He wants to know the projects that are needed, that are very, very germane to the people. Because it's one thing to come up with projects, but it's another to be sure that that is what the people really want at that time. A lot of the projects that we set up here and there in Nigeria are actually elephant projects.
Yes.
Not projects that will have a direct and meaningful impact on the people. So these kind of engagements are necessary. At every level, engage with community leaders, engage with their representatives, so that you know what to do for people. Now we've had them, Pandev and the rest of them say, look, we need bridges to connect communities, And they also told me, look, there are people who always want to fight. If the communities that are delivering the how do I describe it? The oil-bearing communities, from where we make our money, if they are not taken care of, if they are neglected, if they suffer all kinds of deprivation, people will always feel like fighting. But the MD of NDDC is saying, look, what the president wants to see is growth and development of that region, but the people must protect national assets like oil pipelines and the rest of them. So I'm confident that this new leadership, because I have not seen an agency that has had the kind of turnover in terms of boards, leadership of boards and all that, like the NDDC, because everyone appears to put their eyes on it, you know. I hope that things will change. I see signs that Ogbuku and others, Dr. Ogbuku and others want to work, but I hope that that things will truly change.